ever looked at the moon at night when it's full? I don't think so. Why?
The moon. They need the moon.
Today at 5, Tsunami busts out the heavy artillery.
No! What an awful, awesome power.
Put some hair on your chest.
I don't figure out a way to stop them. There won't be an Earth left to defend. But how am I gonna...
Dragon Ball Z. Today at 5. Only
26. 1, 2. For many others like me who grew up in the 90s, Dragon Ball Z was an important part of mine's and everybody's childhood. It's one of our first introductions to anime media. It was to me. The very first time I ever seen DBZ was over at a neighbor's house. Because back then, I didn't even know what cable was. I didn't know what a Toonami was. I didn't know what a Cartoon Network was. My knowledge of television was Barney, Thomas the Train, and Teletubbies. But my first experience to Dragon, Pump the Dragon, Dragon Ball Z, hey, Dragon, Pump the Dragon, huh, he. It was the hypest thing I ever heard. Now, I never got to hear the actual anime representation of the opening, but to me, that will always be a childhood staple growing up. Every day, after school, 5 o'clock, you go in, play outside with your friends, come back inside, 5 o'clock. Hey, we can't miss that newest episode of Dragon Ball Z. Hey, you get to know the voice actors. Growing up, you find out who the people are who made it. Thank you to Akira Toriyama for making one of the best animes I ever seen. We called it a cartoon because we didn't even know what it was. Thank you, Steve Blum, for being the best host that we could ask for. Shout out to Time 1. Shout out to Time 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, and beyond. Thank you to the actors who played some of my favorite characters that I ever got to see on a little screen. This is a lot of thank yous, but this is just how much I love DBZ. DBZ, man, the action block. I believe it was 5 to 6. It came on, it came on at least twice or 4 times. I watched G Gundam. I know all y'all remember that. G Gundam, SD Gundam. Some of y'all watch Gundam Wing, Sailor Moon. But that's a different story. We talking about DBZ, one of the best action-packed made shows that I grew up with. It was one of my uncle's favorite shows. My uncle was a big supporter. The stuff I liked, shoot, he put me on to Tekken. His main character was Paul. He's not here anymore. I wish he could have seen the stuff we see today. But you know what? He was able to see at least the ending of DBZ. You go to the memories and the past that you had with this show and what it meant to you back then. And you just look at it and just be thankful because we already know everybody wanted to be the Gokus. Well, for me, I was the one who wanted to be the Vegeta or the Gohan. I like the side characters, or not the side characters, the underdogs. The shows that inspired this, the shows that were inspired by this. Naruto, Bleach, One Piece. Every piece of anime has a little bit of DBZ in it. Dragon Ball. See, I known it as DBZ for the longest, and that's what I grew up saying. Every time I hear about a new Dragon Ball thing, I just call it DBZ. Just, hey, from one of my favorite transformations, the pre Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan first grade or however you say it with the fluffy flowing hair. That was the best. Back then it was the best. People say, DBZ Super was the best. Nah, you haven't seen DBZ. If you think Super was the best, go back and look at DBZ. What started all before they had computer drawing, when they had hand drawing frame to frame, that was the best. Nah, you're wrong. Hey, that's just my opinion. That's just a lot of opinion of a people who then grew up to see this. This was their first. Well, I'm pretty sure for a lot of people, this was their first introduction to it. Shoot, my uncle told me about Dragon Ball. He's like, nah, before this, there was something called Dragon Ball. I'm like, Dragon Ball? Yeah, well, he was a kid. I'm like, huh? I ain't, since you don't have internet to look this stuff up, you just got word of mouth and what people tell you about him. So he was right. And that was probably his first introduction to Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball. But DBZ is what I grew up with. DBZ is what I love, and I am thankful that it was a part of my life. Rest in peace to Akira Toriyama. You will be missed. Thank you for making one of the greatest anime that I was able to see.
Goku and Gohan seem powerless to stop it.
What?
Has the answer been released from this box? Or is the mysterious stranger harboring a deadly secret?
Destroy humankind! Let's go!
Tsunami presents the DBZ movie Wrath of the Dragon, Saturday at 9:30.
This I gotta see.
Awesome.
Put your lips together and blow. Only Tsunami on Cartoon Network.